Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Mwangala Chakalashi Santos. Now remember, this is a show where we bring you life-changing stories. Some will challenge you and some will leave you with a aha moment. Now, today we're looking at a woman. Who is a woman? Has she lost her power? Joining me to dive deep in the topic is Eva Ndawa Kasonkomona. Eva, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Mwangala.
I'm so happy to see you.
Great to be here.
Pretty as ever.
Thank you.
Okay, so today we're talking about a woman.
Yes.
But before we talk about who this woman is, who is Eva?
I don't know where to start. Who is Eva? Eva is a woman. She's a mother. She's a parent, businesswoman. She's been an entrepreneur for most of her life. Has followed, I think, partly in her mother's footsteps. You know, she specializes in the hospitality industry. She's been in events business for a very long time until the fateful day when something went wrong with her spine. That's who Eva is. She's a grandmother. She celebrates a cultured woman. She believes in culture. She believes in balancing culture with modernization, and I think she believes that is the only way that today's woman can actually balance her way out of life, because without culture, who are we as African women? She believes in integrating the African culture, the Zambian roots, wherever we come from. I think we all have a place where we come from, certain tribes, certain traditions, certain customs, and she believes that that's a very important aspect of a woman's life, and it must be integrated in the modern world. How else can we survive it?
True, I like that. Now let's define who a woman is.
To me, a woman is very special. I think when God created woman, he must have just said, okay, let me take my time here. Yeah, a woman is strong. A woman is a giver of life. A woman is a nurturer. A woman is she's a queen. To me, a woman is a queen. And I believe a woman must behave like a queen, that she is. Because remember, God created us in a way that he gave us roles, even in our homes, which I think of late is not really happening. I think a lot of women are not taking their place in their homes. They're not present at all in their home environment, in their communities, and society at large. So I think hence we have a very big problem in today's world. You know, I think our daughters, including our young men, they seem to have lost a sense of who they truly are, because we're not teaching them the values. We're not teaching them the norms and values of what we were taught growing up. You know, I don't believe that becoming modern or living in a globalized village, we should just shun our culture, we should shun our customs and traditions. I don't believe that. Because even in the church, Christ is head of the church. Man is head of the home. The woman is a backbone of a family. So when a woman crumbles, everything around crumbles. Think about it.
Yeah.
When you get upset in the home, what happens?
Yeah, it affects everybody.
Yeah, everybody's miserable because you are upset, because you're the backbone of the family. I mean, some women say, no, I can't be the backbone. But that is what God created you to be. Why run away from it? Why are we so bent on trying to become who we are not, who God created us to be? God placed us in a certain place to serve his purpose in our homes, in our lives. Why do we want to become like men? I always ask that question. You know, I don't believe in being a feminist. I don't believe in that. I'm sorry, and that I make no apologies really, because this is who I am. I don't believe that I can compete with a man. I don't believe in that, and I've taught my daughters. I have sons and daughters. So bringing them up, parenting them, I have ensured that they need to know their place in society. By the end of the day, my daughters must behave with the way they're supposed to behave, with their culture instilled in them, even in this modernized world. My daughter just graduated from China. Even while she lived in China, I told her, do not forget who you are. Learn. Learn. learn, and balance. But never forget where you come from and who you are and what you represent. In our family, that's very important. In our family, I think we celebrate men a lot. We spoil our men. That's how we're taught. That's what we know.
Wow, that's so powerful.
Yeah.
Now, where do you think we've lost it? I mean, you're talking about this woman, and I'm sitting here, I'm asking myself, Mwangala, are you that woman? Of course I am.
Of course.
But
Yes.
where do you think we've lost it as women?
I think maybe it's okay, we have feminist groups. We have all these women groups.
And how did they start?
I wonder. When I did my research, according to my research, firstly, a woman was very powerful back in the day. A woman was a queen of her kingdom. Men respected women so much. They sought advice from women. Yesteryear's man, even when he got paid, the first place he'll go to is home. He'll give the salary to the wife.
Yeah.
And then she disperses it accordingly. Men, I think we've lost it because we're trying so hard to be like men. We're not celebrating who we are as women. We're not acknowledging the power that lies within us as women. We've actually completely diverted from stepping into our power to opposing it. So there's conflict of interest in our bodies.
Wow.
In who we are by the end of the day. I mean, how many heads can there be in a home? Think about it. And what are we teaching our children? They see parents fighting all the time over, I call it a power struggle. Lately, there's just power struggles. Every other relationship is a power struggle. Why you guys fight? Power struggle. It boils down to power struggle. Why should we have too many in the home? I celebrate who I am as a woman. I love being a woman. I love to be a woman, and that's just who I am. And why can't we just be women, celebrate who we are, embrace our husbands, our sons for who they truly are, bring up our sons believing that they are the kings of their castle and they've got queens to look after. Love is reciprocal. Respect is reciprocal. Everything we give out there comes back to us. So if we don't respect our homes, we don't respect our families, we don't respect our husbands, tell me, how are we going to be respected as women in society? It's about an exchange of energy by the end of the day.
Wow, Eva, you are actually speaking to me, listening to what you're saying. I'm like, am I doing what you're talking about? Now, suddenly we've seen that we as women demonize men. We're calling them names.
Yeah.
He has done that, he's done this. Why do you think that is happening?
I think, I believe that there's a lot of insecurity in most women. There's a lot of insecurity in most men too. Some men, some women. I won't say everybody, no, falls in the same basket, no. But I think the majority of men and women who are insecure is really on the rise. Maybe because the men haven't moved at the same pace as the women. Women have got these rights, this, rights, that. The man comes home, can you please cook for me? Oh no, I just came back from work. I'm also tired.
Yeah.
I was working just like you was. Get some pizza, grab something, order something. That's not what we're taught.
Not at all.
We're not taught that. No matter where we were, I worked. I'll talk for my personal experience. I've always run business. I've worked in the corporate world before. So I understand it. I think it's very easy to balance between work and your home environment if you want to. Women are created to multitask.
Yeah.
Men are not. Give a man to do 10 things, you do one, and you say, I don't understand what you're asking me to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Give a woman can breastfeed, cook, and chop, and
she can do
everything.
She can do everything at the same
you know what
time.
I mean?
She can drive,
exactly,
eat, and look out there, take care,
exactly.
That's
the
who we
point.
are.
Exactly, that's who we are.
It's our gift.
Yeah, it's a gift. But so why aren't we harnessing our gift? Why aren't we celebrating our gift? What's wrong with even just calling? I mean, we have workers, right?
Yeah.
We're privileged, so most of us have workers in our homes.
Yeah.
I mean, lately you see a woman is not even present in our home. She is absent all the time. The worker, the housekeeper, cleans, cooks, takes care of the children. She does everything for her husband, and it's okay. How many men are ending up with their workers?
Yeah.
I don't believe it's because they want to. For me, the way I look at it, from my perspective, it's the attention that they're getting from these workers.
Which the wife is supposed to be.
Exactly. It's a wife's duty to give her husband attention. So if your worker is in your bedroom all the time doing what you're supposed to be doing, what's going to happen next? I mean, we need to stop demonizing men. We're feeding them with stuff that they have not grown up with. Their mothers are men. Their mothers are cultured. They're coming from those backgrounds. We have decided to change because of these movements, women's rights,
So you don't believe in those movements?
I do not believe in them at all. I do not believe in equality at all. If God wanted us to be equal, he would have created us, all men or women, either or. But he created us for a purpose, to multiply. How can we be, you're a man, I'm a woman, how can we be equal? You tell me, how? I don't believe in equal rights at all. We're all human beings, yes.
Yeah.
We must respect each other as human beings. But equality, I doubt that it will ever work. I mean, this fight has been going on for over 100 years. It's just getting worse now because there's no respect whatsoever. You find that now a lot of women are not respecting their husbands or their partners. And henceforth, the men are also acting a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to sit here and demonize men. From my own personal experiences, I look back when I was married and...
Was it different in your marriage?
I can't say it was different. I remember there was a time my husband hit me, you know, and I asked why he had hit me. You know, my parents called for a meeting. And he told them, he said, I don't want her to work. I want my home at home. Who's going to raise the children? My parents told him, promise us you're going to look after her the best way you can. He did not break that promise. In fact, he went to 101. I had a great life. He was a present husband. Despite every marriage has got its own challenges, but he was present. We used to cook together. We just celebrated life, in short.
Wow.
You know, we parted because of some very serious issues, which I can't, you know, share, I can't talk about at this moment. But I think even in marriage, we need to know that we need to be present. You can't be married and not present in your marriage. You expect the worker to do everything for you. And women are demonizing men a lot because of the insecurities that they have. Women cheat too, but it's like only men cheat. No, women cheat too, and that's the reality of the situation.
I want you to hold that thought. As we take a short break, we're going to be looking at why women are cheating and why men are cheating. And is this the way of life in the 21st century? So on the other side, we'll be looking at those two things.
Great.
We take a short break, and when we come back, we look at who a woman is and what is her place in the 21st century. Don't go away.
To advertise on this program and enjoy amazing introductory rates, please call us on +260 211 290959 or +260 211 290912 or +260 953 538 000. Or send us an email at loyolazam@gmail.com.
Welcome back, and if you're joining us now, I'm talking to Eva Ndawa Kasonkomona, and we're talking about women. Yeah, enough of talking about men. Let's look at ourselves as women and what role are we playing in our homes. Now, before we went on break, you were just talking about how both men and women are cheating, and I'd like you to talk more on that. Why do you think men and women are cheating? And by the way, are women really cheating?
Statistics are very clear about that. They're human beings. They won't cheat.
Married women?
Married women too. It's just that they're better cheaters than men, really. And I mean, having said that, you find that a man who cheats today, by tomorrow he'll be caught out.
Yeah.
A woman will cheat today. It will take 10 years to catch her. That's how.
Why is that?
That's women are smart. They've always been smart. Women are smarter than men. Really, they are. Think about it.
Wow.
We incubate a lot.
We do.
We incubate a lot.
Yeah.
But men are full of action, you know. We are like, okay. But we also want to pretend like, you know, something. It's the man. It's the man. No, it's not the men, the men, the men. I think the sooner we realize that men are not evil, men are not the devils that we portray them to be, the sooner our relationships and our marriages, our homes will become better. Why do you want to marry somebody who you can't trust? You know, I've always said men will cheat at some point. It's reality. I mean, back in the day, it's in the Bible, yes, it's in the Old Testament, but their chemistry is such that sometimes they go out of their way.
Yeah.
But should a woman be cheating too? That's a question. You know, what are we doing that are sending our men out there much more than our fathers went out there? I think that's where lies the question. Why aren't we looking after our men the way our mothers did? Yes, a woman's place is no longer the kitchen, it's no longer the home. But tell me, who's going to support the home if the woman is not present?
If you're not present.
Yeah, if a woman is not present in her home, how do you just abandon your home and let a worker you've employed, you haven't done a background check on her, you don't know where she's coming from, you don't know who she's worshiping, you have no idea. Somebody just brought and said, oh, she's a good worker. You employ her. She's feeding your children, she's feeding your husband, including you. You don't even know what she's feeding you. We don't ask questions. We just become comfortable because I've got somebody cleaning after me, so it's okay. I think we need to start asking questions.
Yeah.
A lot of questions.
Right questions.
Yes, right questions. We need to start understanding our roles in our homes. We need to understand our roles in our children's lives. We need to understand our roles in our husbands' lives, our partners' lives. We have to be present at any given time. Absence, what does absence do? People out of mind start thinking and doing crazy things, isn't it?
And you allow all the wrong things to creep.
Your husband is at home, you're not at home. Where are you? You're not working, it's a weekend. Why aren't you cooking? Why aren't you doing something positive for the family? You're absent from Monday to Friday. Do something constructive in your home. Teach your children how to cook. Teach your children our ways, our norms and values. I mean, everybody talks about the Western world, the Western world, the Western world. They also have their way of life. They also have their own culture.
True.
They have a way they do things.
Talking about the Western world, talking about culture, let's talk about these movements, women movements. What is the genesis of these movements? And what has it done for Africa? Particularly, maybe let's zero down to Zambia.
Ooh, Zambia, okay. When I look around, I see a lot of destruction. Yeah, I think women have become very destructive, more than ever before. They've become really, they don't know their place in society. They don't know who they are in their homes. Everything goes, anything goes. They haven't set boundaries for their relationships, for their marriages, for their children. I think in this day and age, there's more of being a mother and being a father than being a parent.
Is there a difference?
Yes, there's a very big difference. Parenting, you're always present.
Yeah.
Always present in your home, in your children's lives, in your husband's life. You're always present at any given time. But now we've got gadgets and we feel, you know something, okay, I'm not present, here's a gadget.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Take up my place.
Take up my place.
Yeah.
So parenting has been replaced with gadgets. I'm not saying technology is a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's got positive and negative by the end of the day. But what I'm seeing now, maybe it's lack of understanding. We are subjecting our children to so much of technology because we are absent. And it's destroying their lives because they're copying what they're seeing. Imagine you're not at home from maybe 6 in the morning. You come back home at 8. Your child has been to school, come back, probably sleeping.
And it repeats.
The cycle goes on, and the cycle continues. That is why I'll go back to my husband saying, I want her at home. When we decided to have children, he wanted a mother present in the children's lives while he was working.
Was that easy for you?
Yes, it was easy because even when I was at home, I would do this and that. And I took pride and I took joy in cooking for my husband, in cooking for my family. You know, it's not like I was just a housewife and I didn't do anything that I liked. I did. He allowed me to carry out my hobbies, the things that I liked, designing, you know, everything that I liked. I love landscaping. I would do all those things. So I was busy all the time creating, doing the things that I loved. And part of it was looking after my family the best way I could. Grandma always used to say, the way to a man's stomach is through the man's heart is through the stomach. She was very right. You know.
But you see, Eva, sorry to cut you short, the trends have now changed. You know, your husband made you queen because he was providing for you.
Yes.
But what we've seen happen now is that women are more, you know, they're economically better than men. Women are the ones, for lack of a better word, that's the word that is going out there. Women are hustling more than women.
Yeah.
I mean, women are hustling more than men. We literally have switched or swapped places. Do you think, as a woman, if your husband is not providing, will you stay at home and look after your children?
Yes, I would, but I would balance it out.
Yeah.
I would have to balance. I've been in that situation. You know, after I divorced, I remarried, and my late husband, we were not divorced. We were living apart.
Yeah.
But he lost his job, you know, and I had to take care of the family. I was running a business. It was a lot of pressure on me as a woman, but it didn't stop me from cooking for him. It did not stop me from carrying out my duties as a wife. I had to just learn to balance it out. So sometimes and you know, events take a lot of time.
Yeah, they do.
Sometimes I'll be working until midnight, you know, but I'll make sure that before I leave the home, at least I've prepared something. I've asked the worker to chop. Somewhere, somehow I'll sneak back, finish off the cooking, and I go do my work, come back. Life goes on. I think today's woman, I think he's using a lot of excuses. They have a lot of excuses, not because I'm working. We've all worked.
Yeah.
We've all worked, really. My mother used to work, but she balanced. It's about balance. The key word here is balance. Even as we have our workers in our homes, we can ask them to do certain things for us. When you get home, you just finish off. You're present. You're serving your children. You're serving your husband. You know, together as a family, as a unit. But now you find the children are eating while watching telly. That doesn't happen in our home. It's very rare. It did not happen in my parents' home. They did not allow that. We all had to sit at the table and eat together, and we converse.
How significant was that for you?
Very significant. It's played a very important part of my life, and I've passed it on to my children as well. Because that's a time where, you know, you unite as a family. Everybody's been busy doing whatever it is that they're doing during the day. So it's a point of contact. You discuss things. How was your day? How was school today? The challenges. You speak about everything that you need to speak about whilst you're having dinner. Because the next thing is bedtime. So when are you going to speak? From Monday to Friday, everybody's busy. You know what I mean? So meal times are very important.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if a woman out there is watching and she's thinking, oh my God, you know, they've just gotten their aha moment. What are some of the basics that one can do to get back to the woman you're talking about?
I think you need to visit your grandmother more often. Yeah, please.
In the case of no grandmother?
No, aunties are there.
Okay.
There's always someone in the family who has those norms and values. I remember my mom used to send us to our grandmother during the holidays. It was a must. She used to send us there for a reason. Yeah. To go and learn. I'm blackish, mixedish, you know, as they say, as they say today.
That's what's trending.
Yeah, my mother was colored.
Whitish.
Yeah, exactly. My mother was colored. My father, obviously black from Mwangala. And then my grandmother was a black woman. So I have a balance of both worlds. If I wanted, I would have said, I'm going to shun this culture. After all, my mother was white, was half white. Therefore, I'm going to, no, but it's not like that. My mother was very bent on raising us with the culture, norms and values instilled in us. She made sure Sundays we went to church, have a balance. And I think everything is in the Bible, really. I used to watch the women of the Bible. I need to say this, and I think a lot of women should watch Esther. Esther motivates me. She really motivates me because Esther had a husband who was crazy. Yeah. He was a womanizer. He did all the wrong things. But guess what? She was so smart. She was so smart, and she just used to play the game very well. She didn't go out there and mess around. No. She found a way round. Look at Ruth. Yeah. Those stories are there to teach us, to inspire us as women. You know. So I think women need to start watching the right movies as opposed to becoming all these feminist groups. I mean, you waste a lot of time there. Because instead of being with your family, you're at some movement. I mean, how is that movement helping?
So
you need
these
to ask
movements
questions.
have not done any good to us.
No, I don't think so. I don't believe
that your
so.
take?
Unless somebody, I really ask this question. Somebody has to come and tell me, this is a benefit I've gotten out of this movement. Have you seen the amount of...
So who brought in these movements anyway?
I think it's, according to my research, as I said earlier, women were very powerful. They knew their place in society. They were queens. Their men were kings. They were emulated. And unfortunately, when the Europeans came to Africa, they made sure that a woman's power was diminished. So I always ask my question this. You take away our power as African women. Centuries later, you want to give it back to us.
Doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up to me. It doesn't make sense. So women need to start reading a lot. African women need to get back to the drawing board and stand in their power as African women, because some of the Western norms, Western culture does not fit in who we are. It's very simple. It's very, very simple.
That's so powerful. Now, I know you've written a book, and I don't want to give it away, but what inspired you to write your book?
Exactly what we've been talking about. Instead of complaining, and through my life's experiences, I've decided to share with the world. I pray and I hope that it will touch someone out there. It will instill or rekindle the norms and values, our culture, our traditions in our women. Because I think when we do that, our environment will change, our homes will change, our children will change. Because what are we going to leave our children with? When you look around, what are we going to leave our children with? Because all customs and traditions, everything is passed on from one generation to another. That's who we are. The white people, the Europeans, the Western world as we call it, they also have their own culture. They have their own etiquette, their own mannerisms by the end of the day. But we have lost Ubuntu. We've lost who we are.
I like that. You just said Ubuntu.
Yes,
That's
we've lost
we've
it.
lost.
We've lost that.
What we're doing is copy and paste.
Copy and paste.
And some of things are not working.
We are
for
walking
us.
half naked. I mean, we used to walk minis. I mean, we used to wear minis before. But my husband used to like that. But I'll be with my husband.
Yeah, when you're in your mini, he's there.
He's right next to me.
Yeah.
I won't wear it and start pacing up and down.
It doesn't work.
It attracts a lot of attention.
I know that.
You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I'm not saying don't wear minis. So we all have choices in life by the end of the day. But we all learn from experience, isn't it? Yeah.
Of course we do. Now, earlier before the interview, I was telling you that there's one question that I always ask my guests. If there was one thing, if you were on your deathbed and God gave you a second chance to live, what would you do differently?
I would be present each and every day of my life. Every moment of it. I wouldn't waste a minute. I would be present each and every day. Mwangala, I was ill for about 5 years. I had a problem with my spine. And I'm going to use this opportunity to thank my doctor, Dr. Shija, did an amazing job. Dr. Sonkwe, I went to India, they did an amazing job. That taught me a lot. Life can change any second, but we take it for granted. We think we own it. We don't own life at all. So the sooner we realize that and be present in what we're doing. If you're married, please be a great mother to somebody out there. Be a great wife to some man out there. If you're a man, be a great husband, a great son to someone out there. Just be present. You know, we get all these insecurities because we have so many expectations. We place so many expectations upon each other that we forget to live. We start existing. And that's what's happening in our societies today. A lot of people are not living, they're existing, you know. And hence there's a lot of bitterness, a lot of frustrations. If you can't do something for you, how do you expect another person to do it for you? If you can't love yourself, Mwangala, how do you expect your husband to love you? Because what you're giving out there is not love. Probably you're giving out anger, hostility, and he's reacting to that, and you blame him. Same applies to the children. When you're hostile, the children become hostile. So I think in everything we do, we must be present, give a lot of love. Love creates peace.
I love that. I'm a strong believer in God, obviously, and I know that we are all created for a reason.
Yes.
You know, we're not here by mistake.
No.
We're not here by accident.
No.
Do you know why you're here?
Yes, I know I'm here. A couple of years ago, I had started Women of Substance. We used to share in there. I used to pick a few women because I was a bit cautious about the type of woman that came there, because we used to share a lot of sensitive things. I stopped it for a while, but I'm back. I'm back now, and Women of Substance is coming back because I believe that's my calling, to bring about the change that I want to see in a woman. I believe that's my calling. Yeah, that's my purpose. To bring about change, just to make people realize that it's not so bad after all. Life is very simple, but because we place so many restrictions and so many expectations, it really messes up who we are
As a people.
as a people. Yeah.
That's so powerful.
Yeah.
What is your truth? What do you
My
stand for?
truth, what do I stand for? Balanced, cultured woman. That's what I stand for. I believe in my culture, I believe in my customs and tradition, I believe in my norms and values. That is what has brought me to where I am today. Without that, I think I'd have been empty as a woman. Those women, my grandmothers of the family, knew exactly what they were doing. And I really, truly appreciate wherever they are. Some have gone, but whatever they instilled in me is who I am today. And I thank every woman that has walked my path and shared so much wisdom along my journey to where I am today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Eva, I can't have enough of you, but we have to come to the end of the program.
Yes.
And I'm happy that you came, you know, because the objective of our show is really to ignite. I think I'm the greatest beneficiary here. I get to sit with my guests one-on-one.
Yeah.
You have ignited something in me as a woman. Obviously, you've given me an opportunity to go back home and do my checks and balances and think, am I doing things right? Am I that woman that was being spoken about today? So thank you very much. I know we'll have you back because this can't end here.
Yes.
We still have to talk more,
Right.
especially on your book. Thank you for coming to the show, and I will see you soon.
Great. It
High
was a pleasure
five.
being here. I can't wait for the next one. Yeah,
Oh,
and I pray
yes.
that, you know, people receive the message the way it's coming from my heart.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I could feel your heart.
Yeah.
At some moment, I was feeling your heart.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there you have it, ladies. We are queens. That's who we are. It's in our nature. This has been Mwangala Chakalashi Santos. Join me for another exciting episode.